The MK party is not expecting anything. Firstly, we are going to be addressed tonight by someone with blood in his hands. 14 of our soldiers have been massacred there on something that could have been avoided. The country has been lied to. We're told that we're going into a peace mission. Instead, we have a situation where sides are chosen and there's a battle, that's like a civil war going on there. So we have a problem of being lied to as a country. So even tonight, we think more lies are going to be spewed on here tonight. We're not expecting much. Nothing has been happening in any event. Whether I look at the country debt, we're sitting at over 80% of the GDP. Whether I'm looking at the fiscal deficit, we're looking at upwards of 5% of the GDP. The whole thing is a mess. Youth unemployment sitting at a staggering 60%. Under expenditure, human settlement alone has got $500 million under expenditure. Transport has got some 300 million under expenditure. So indeed, we have a failing government here. So we're here to listen to how much more empty promises this man is going to make. The judiciary has made sure that he's not here. The judiciary would have known that today is the fake SONA. Instead of allowing him to come to the fake SONA, they tie him up in courts. He's in Landsberg in court today. If he had asked for a postponement there because of this, they would have said Zuma and his Stalingrad is running away from responding to the nonsense that they're subjecting him to.
Well, I think that, this is going to be the best speech ever delivered by His Excellency Ndamane Cyril Ramaphosa. He's going to talk about the achievements, what we've achieved, and what we are planning. So I'm very positive about the next 6 months, the past 6 months, and the next 4 years. The GNU is going to last no matter who tells you what.
Minister, we know that your ministry has big plans. One of that is the Grand Prix. There's a bid from Cape Town, a bid from Johannesburg, amongst others. Your thoughts on that? How feasible is it? What's the support like they'll be getting from your office?
Well, let me tell you something. For me, the Grand Prix is definitely coming in 2027, no doubt about that. We've worked hard. We just want the best city to get it. Where is Cape Town, where is Joburg, we don't care as long as the Grand Prix is coming to South Africa.
Thank you, Minister.
So what are we expecting today, Minister?
Well, it's a difference what I expect and what the people expect. The people want clarity, they're tired of plans, they want implementation. We must build an economy, we must create jobs. That's what the people are expecting to hear today. Not only we have the plans, how we're going to implement it. That's what we have.
But Minister, have any other...
My expectation for tonight is zero. We expect nothing from Ramaphosa. He's done nothing for poor people in this country. He's brought the DA and the Freedom Front Plus in as part of the GNU. He told us he was doing it for South Africa, but these people are fighting every progressive bill being passed. Everything that's supposed to uplift our poor, pull our people out the gutter, the DA is fighting, actively fighting. This GNU was never about us. It was never about the poor. It was about his safety. It was about keeping the Pala scandal at bay. We expect nothing from him. He's going to tell us the same thing he's been telling us for the last 8 years. You see, Ramaphosa is articulate. He speaks well. He speaks the language of the Stellenbosch Mafia and the white people at large, and this makes him popular. Give me Jacob Zuma any day. At least I know I'm dealing with.
So, look, here's the reality. You can't even call this as GNU SONA because 25% of the electorate is not represented.
So who exactly is he speaking on behalf of? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. And on the back of that, what has he done in terms of job creation? What has he done in terms of education? What has he done in terms of state-owned entities? All he's doing is to try and sell off state-owned entities. We're going to hear nothing else but a speech that's going to be influenced by business and doesn't take into consideration the socio-economic challenges we're faced with, the marginalized people. Because again, like I said, 25% of the electorate is marginalized. So when you say it's a state of national address, it's actually a failed state of the nothingness address, because that's exactly what it represents. Interests of whites, interests of the marginalized, and what I'd call a conglomerate of rejects, which call themselves a GNU. But they're not there, and you'll see in their speech in terms of how it's reflected there.
So what's your expectation, sir?
The president will speak about the growth story and ensure that we resolve load shedding.
I'm Advocate Shami Masali. I'm a member of Parliament for the Al Jamaa Party. Crucial aspects that I expect the President to speak about in SONA today. One, the unemployment, which is a huge problem, not just to focus on youth, which is 18 to 35, but also the critical age of 35 to 60 before people reach this pensionable age. Crime is another major factor which cannot be ignored, and the importance of having people with the correct qualifications and skills in your structures, Mr. President, from the top to the bottom. Please ensure, with regard to education, that our children are getting a quality education. With healthcare, ensure that 2,000 plus doctors who are unemployed is able to assist our people in our country. We are failing the people of our country. I expect you to speak to the bread and butter and real issues within the country. Provide timelines, transparency and deadlines for this year for these achievables to be met. I thank you.
On behalf of the International Municipal Forum of BRICS countries and as a BRICS ambassador for South Africa, we are very interested in hearing the President's view on the square kilometer array project. This is a massive project which will benefit BRICS countries. It's been more than 4 years since we've had an update on the square kilometer array. This is a global, massive scientific endeavor ever be undertaken by human beings. And we think that there's been too much silence. And we know that science, engineering and technology is very important for the success of BRICS nations. And South Africa is at the bottom of the list on countries that are pioneering technologies in this industry. And we think that the President must utter a little bit more on this. And lastly, youth unemployment is a serious issue across all BRICS nations, and South Africa taking the cup. The YES program was launched by the President when he ascended the throne, and very little achievements have been reached through this program.
It's Wanda Mahlatsi, the President of the United African Transformation. We are here for the SONA to listen to the President of the Republic. As usual, we're not expecting anything much because every year lies and all those illusions. However, as the United African Transformation, we will have to check on how he talks to the Expropriation Act in terms of Private Property Act. We're also interested in knowing what is the process of bringing back our soldiers who were murdered in Congo. As UAT, we are saying peace in Africa. We discourage the war between South Africa and Rwanda. We are saying that Africans must unite, because every time we fight, the blood is equal to the profit of the imperialists, because it's the imperialists who have the means of production. It's the imperialists who have the means of making ammunition, not the Africans. So we say peace in Africa. Unity, Team Africa. Unity.